Wisconsin. Okay, hi there. It's ML with ML's Words of Wisdom from Wisconsin. And today's show, you may be saying, ML, are you outside in the bushes? What do you got going on there? Well, I'm still decorating my house for the holidays. I'm so far behind this year. I don't know. We lost 6 days between Thanksgiving and Christmas. I still can't say that that's an excuse because I've just been goofing off and other things are more important, like doing this show for you. Anyway, my neighbor has these beautiful displays on her front porch with lots of greenery, and they had some left over and they put it out by the curb for the trash collection. And I did a little dumpster diva and I picked them up and cut them up and put them in vases with water. And now I've got 3 of these big bouquets. This is the smallest one to put around the house and give the house that, fresh pine smell and so we don't have to light a candle this year because we have artificial trees. So I saved this from the dump and now I'm enjoying it. So thanks to my dumpster diva prowess, happy holidays. Okay, well anyway, today's show is going to be a special show. Okay, so if you have any youngsters around, any kids, grandkids, nieces and nephews, neighbor kids, or if you're young at heart, or you would like a refresher on the poem, "Twas the Night Before Christmas," gather round yonder, because Aunt ML is going to do a recitation of "Twas the Night Before Christmas" by Clement Clark Moore. Okay, and I'm going to give you a little commentary to explain some of the language that was used and what was going on, because, it was written a long time ago in 1823. And so, it was published a long time ago, 1823. So some of the things may be a little bit confusing. So I'm going to give you a moment to gather the children around the whatever viewing device you have. Okay, so gather round yonder. Okay, hi kids, it's Aunt ML, and I'm going to read to you "Twas the Night Before Christmas." So get ready for this poem. Okay, "twas," let's start with the first word, okay? We can't start unless we understand what the word "twas" means. Okay, back then, "twas" was like how they counted. So like once, the word once, like once means one. "Twas" means 2. So like 2, T-W-O. That's how you spell the number 2. So "twas the night before Christmas" means 2 nights before Christmas. And just by, coinkydink, this was published on December 23rd, 1823 by a New York newspaper called the Sentinel. And it was published 2 days before Christmas, which would be December 23rd. So this poem is it starts off with 2 nights before Christmas. Okay, so now everybody knows with the Advent calendar what day of the week this is and what's happening. Okay, so that sets the stage. Okay, "'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse." Okay, now let's stop there. Now, for some people, like my friend Gateri, hi Gateri, mice are not like the favorite things in the world. And so right away, if you feel triggered, if you feel anxious, because now we're talking about mice, some people feel that way about clowns and, spooky stuff and all this kind of stuff, spiders, with snakes. People have, negative imagery going on with mice. Now, one of the things, I had a mice problem. Well, I don't know if you'd call it a problem. I just had mice in my basement. They were coming in through all these little holes, nooks and crannies in my walls. My house is old, from 1876, so we've got lots of nooks and crannies. And these mice were coming in. Now, they never really made it up to the first floor that I know of, because I've got a Scotty dog. And if anyone ever has had a Scottie, you know that the Scotties go after vermin like you wouldn't believe. And so if a mouse ever made it into the environment or the territory of my Scottie, they would not be exchanging pleasantries. Let me just put it that way. So the mice kind of like knew their place in the house. They were all in the basement. So one of the things that I did, I got on the Amazon and I got 2 of these humane traps because I'm all about, creatures, all creatures, great and small, what have you. So what you do is you put peanut butter in the end, and then you put this little door, it's a little trap door down. The mouse goes in, and the door closes, and he's like, woo, woo, I got a lot of peanut butter on one end, but I can't get out the other. What do I do? Well, I learned the hard way. The first mouse that I caught in this humane trap, I thought they could survive a week. So I really didn't, have peanut butter. What else do they need? And so I didn't check on him. And he's in heaven having his reward. And when I get up there, I'm going to check on him and say, I have a, like apology, like an apology tour. When I get to heaven, I got to go on an apology tour and say, I'm sorry to all the people and creatures I've wronged in my life. And I may be up there for a long time, and I want to go see David Bowie. And you, Mom, don't worry, I'll come by and see how you're doing. Say, I'm sorry for being, whatever. And so so you got to check them every day. Well, I caught 16 mice that were alive, and I checked every day. And I almost like every day during the summer, I was going up to the hill. I was putting them in a car, and I'd go up to the hill where there's an Opus Dei mansion. And I released them in this like wooded area because, St. Francis is all around there. And I thought that they would enjoy the wooded area. So, and if they were to come back, they say mice come back, they'd have to cross this busy street. And I don't think the odds of them making it back were good. So it was like a trans relocation project. So like a little program, an exchange program. So anyway, highly recommend. Now advocating this brand, they're all good. Okay, so not even a mouse is stirring. Okay, now, the stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. Now, kids, look, this is Aunt Emelle's stocking from when I was 5 years old. It's 50 years old. Still works. You go on Christmas morn and there's a goodie in it from St. Nicholas. So this still works. Now, one of my favorite stocking stuffers, 2 that I can remember that I loved. One was my Bonnie Bell lip glass. We called it lip glass back then. Dr. Pepper flavored. Oh, was that good. It was a big thing. You'd roll it up and it would come out and put that on your lips. Oh, was that good. The second thing that I loved, absolutely loved, was a glue stick. I said, Santa Claus, bring me a glue stick. And he did. St. Nicholas is the same name for Santa Claus. He brought me a glue stick. This works. Kids, your stockings, hang them. It works. Okay. The children were all nestled, all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. Sugar plums back then were like little candies. So if you've got any leftover Halloween candy, go to bed and think about all your favorite Halloween candies. The peanut butter cups, the Smarties, the Nerds. I'm not advocating one candy brand over the other. They're all good. So just close your eyes and think about candy when you go to bed 2 nights before Christmas, okay? And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. Okay, now you may be saying, what's a kerchief? Well, look what Aunt ML just got, kids. I've been watching these 1950s movies on Turner Classic Movies and stuff like that, and I've been seeing all of these like Audrey Hepburn and ladies of the 50s when they're in the car. It's usually a convertible. They wear a little scarf like this to keep their hairdo from being all messed up in the wind. And so I've started wearing a driving scarf in the car when I'm driving too, because I just don't want to mess up my hair. So this is like a kerchief, okay? So this is what they slept in back then, to keep their hairdos all in line. And you can't turn your head. You just put your head down and you sleep and you think about your Halloween candy. You're all set. Okay, well, How did it already almost get to be 10 minutes? I've only done 2 paragraphs and it's double-sided, this whole poem. I may have to do this in installments. I don't know. Well, it's a long poem. Well, kids, you get the gist. You get the gist. Okay, well, I think that's about all I can handle right now for this show. So, happy holidays. Bye-bye from ML. ML's Words of Wisdom from Wisconsin.